I definitely don't think I'm the last filmmaker to make radical or extreme films at all. It's just that they're not likely to come out of Hollywood, though.
Ce sont des légendes. Guide-nous jusqu'au cœur des ténèbres. Sommes-nous devenus obsolètes?
Peut-être.
I don't really think of filmmaking as prophecy. You know, I'm not really trying to be a prophet, but I sense some things happening, and I find them to be intriguing and confusing and maybe disturbing. I think most artists, we have a sensitivity of antennae, you know, like an insect, that are sensitive to things that perhaps other people are not sensitive to. So I make stories out of that, and sometimes, as with Videodrome and some others, they seem to be a vision of the future that comes true.
I feel Crimes of the Future, it feels like it's David Cronenberg greatest hits movie.
I didn't make it to be that. It's because these things are always things that are in my work. They will continue to be because they're in my mind and my body. And there are things that I find constantly interesting. So it's not as though I said, now I will make a reference to Videodrome, now I will make a reference to Existence, because creatively, doing that does not give me anything. You know, I really only focus only on this movie, how to make it come alive, how to make the world in it be believable, to immerse the audience in it. And so I'm not really thinking about my other movies at all.
Sometimes we can consider the character of Soul Tensor as an alter ego of yourself, but is it right?
I didn't make it to be that. But it's my empathy. In a way, when you are writing a screenplay, you are all the characters. You know, to do the dialogue for the characters properly, you have to be that character. So yes, with the Viggo character, of course there is analogies. He's an artist who is giving everything he has, even physically, to his audience. And of course, I think I'm doing the same in my own way.
The movie is a movie about the closeness and the ineluctability of death, too?
That's always there in the movies. I mean, part of it is you are making a narrative. You need conflict, you need fear, you need, anticipation, but I wouldn't say that it's specifically about that. You know, I mean, I'm not really obsessed, a death obsessive.
George Miller, he's here with himself a movie that's quite radical and really original, like yours. Do you think you're one of the last authors today to make this kind of movie that Hollywood doesn't want to make?
My reference point for movies has never been Hollywood. It's always been first underground films and then European cinema. I definitely don't think I'm the last filmmaker to make radical or extreme films at all. It's just that they're not likely to come out of Hollywood, though, because Hollywood has always been very conservative, very mainstream, very middle, very bourgeois. It's been a strength for them, but if you want to do something very cutting edge, very edgy, very extreme, you don't go to Hollywood.
When Titan won the Palme d'Or last year, Julia Ducournau said you really influenced her a lot. How did you react?
I knew that that was the case because I met her in Toronto after her first film, Grave, showed at the Toronto Film Festival. And I wasn't surprised that she came back with a very strong, original, audacious film. The surprise was that it won the Palme d'Or, because usually, well, often, not usually, but often that's a very conservative choice also. And this was not conservative.
Let us create a map that will guide us into the heart of darkness.